One of my favorite things about Japan is of course the food. Amazing meat, vegetables, drinks, and even sweets. So naturally, I was pretty excited to work through the food section of Duolingo, teaching us many useful and rewarding phrases, such as the following. Kore kudasai. Oishisou desu. If that doesn't motivate you to learn Japanese, then I don't know what will. So, what other useful phrases did we learn in this section? Well, let's find out. Which kind is this? We'll first need to review some basic Japanese grammar and vocabulary. It's grammar time! Starting with when to use the wo particle versus the wa particle. So allow me to demonstrate using examples from Duolingo itself. Yasai wo tabemasu. I eat vegetables. At least I hope you do. In this phrase, the wo particle is placed directly after the word yasai, marking vegetables as the object affected by the following verb in the phrase, which in this case is tabemasu, meaning to eat. Now here's where this gets a little bit tricky. Take a look at this next example from Duolingo using the wa particle. Yasai wa tabemasen. I do not eat vegetables. Why is this now wa? As a general rule, to the best of my current knowledge, when stating a negative action such as I do not eat, you will use the wa particle, as this is not describing an action. It's more of a statement. Again, this is just my assumption at this point. Where's Chisa?
Starting from the sentence yasai wo tabemasu. As long as you understand this shows like only the statement, I think you're good. But when you use wa particle, it has more meaning behind. As far as I remember, when wa particle comes after an object, there's always other possible object to compare. So if you say yasai wa tabemasu, I would think, okay, so you eat vegetables, but there are other foods that you don't eat. So I guess wa particle isn't just only used for the negative sentence. So, okay.
Let's take a closer look at one more particle used throughout this section, and that would be the to particle. To can be used just the same as the word and in English. When you wish to list multiple items, just place the to particle between them, and you're good to go. Ringo to sakana wo tabemasu. I eat apples and fish. As you can see, to is placed between ringo, meaning apple, and sakana, meaning fish, listing these items together. The next key Grammarly concept within this section was the mas sentence ender. Mas is generally used to end sentences that end with a verb, such as tabemasu, to eat, or nomimasu, to drink. One more important thing to note about the mas sentence ender is that it can be used to state an action in the present or future tense, depending on the context. For example, yakimo wo tabemasu. I eat yakimo. This can either mean currently I eat yakimo, present tense, or it can also mean I will eat yakimo later, future tense. I would prefer to eat mine now, kudasai. What about how to use it in the past, present, and future tense?
So starting with the past tense, because always comes from past, present, and the future. So let's go past. And then to say I ate sandwich or I've eaten a sandwich, it's sandoichi wo tabemashita. Sandoichi wo tabemashita. So now the present tense, so to say I'm eating a sandwich. Sandoichi wo tabete imasu. Sandoichi wo tabete imasu. And the future tense, to say I'll eat a sandwich. Sandoichi wo tabemasu. Sandoichi. That's Japanese, no sandwich.
Before moving on, there's one more thing I wanted to mention about the must sentence ender and how it works. How to state negative actions. What, you thought I forgot to mention? Masen. When you see masen, it simply means the action stated is now negative. Easy. Now when it comes to verbs covered in this section, tabemasu to eat and nomimasu to drink, I wanted to point out that these verbs are in the form used to state something along the lines of yes, I do eat vegetables, or yes, I do drink water. Now there is another version obviously of the verbs to eat and to drink to mean that I am eating or drinking, but I don't know them yet. But I bet Chisa does.
To say I'm eating vegetables, you say yasai wo tabete imasu instead of I eat vegetables, which is yasai wo tabemasu. To say I drank water, mizu wo nomimashita. To say I'm drinking water right now, mizu wo nonde imasu. 水を飲んでいます。
So let's now move on and cover the key vocabulary that you need to understand within the upcoming phrases. For the complete list of all the vocabulary and phrases covered in this section, please see the link below to review the written study guide. The first set of must-know vocabulary terms throughout this section are the following.
これ、それ、あれ。
These phrases are the same as in English when we say this or that. So let's see how this works.
これ、それ、あれ。And then これ is used for anything that is reachable, even like without trying or like extending your arms. So anything like you are wearing or anything you are holding. これ。あ、それ。Yes. Anything that you can't reach and you need to take some steps, then you can use それ。あれ。あれれ。あれ refers to an object that is like pretty far from where you are, and you actually have to point like あれ yeah, pretty much like you need to take at least 10 steps to reach the object. You need to use あれ just one bonus things about あれ simply put あれ is like oh well, or like what あれ like when you are shocked or like when you remember something, you could also kind of say あれ instead of how would you say in English? But anyway, maybe we can ask Kyle. Just kidding. Let's go next.
The next term that was heavily used throughout this section was kudasai, meaning please. Now this term was used in all the examples to ask for something, such as I will have the water, please. Omizu wo kudasai. This version of please seemed very similar to the previous version we covered in the last episode, onegai shimasu, which is just downright confusing. Can you explain the difference between kudasai and onegai shimasu?
Kudasai just simply means to order. So if you are someone who is a customer, like who actually makes an order to someone to do, then the kudasai is the one to use. Oh, by the way, kudasai isn't a completed phrase. So like you can't use it by itself. If you ever say like kudasai to mean please, like people will be like, oh, what do you mean? So be careful. Kudasai comes after either a verb or a noun. So for example, omizu, which is noun, right? So omizu kudasai, okane kudasai, money please. Onegai shimasu sounds more respectful to me because I think it means you are asking someone to do rather than ordering someone to do things for you. To say like, oh, okay, I like water. You could say omizu kudasai. That should be totally okay. But just to be more polite and respectful, I would say omizu onegai shimasu. Unless you want to order her, hey, bring me water. But don't worry, it doesn't actually sound like that. But just cut it off.
That's actually quite helpful. So now let's learn the two phrases that you must know if you want to eat in Japan without offending everyone around you. Yes, these phrases are that important. Itadakimasu, meaning let's eat. Now this has nothing to do with religion or anything like that. It's just a cultural phrase that is used everywhere by everyone. And here's a bonus tip to provide you some proper technique while using this phrase. First, you'll want to clap your hands together like this, put a small bow, and say itadakimasu. Then you can dig in.
Itadakimasu.
When it comes to finishing your meal, this next phrase is just as important to say. Gochisousama deshita, meaning thank you for the meal. Now I know it's a tough word to say, but take the time to practice this one as it's just as important as itadakimasu. Gochisousama deshita, gochisousama deshita, gochisousama deshita.
Gochisousama deshita.
Now one critical tip to mention about this phrase that I had learned while in Japan was who and when you say this phrase too. If you say this phrase to the wrong person at the wrong time, things could get real awkward. I'll allow Chisa to explain this one.
You can always use this phrase right after eating. But if you're with a person and then like the person is making a meal, it's totally okay to say. It's actually nice, but don't want to say right before paying. Because like it kind of implies that, you think the person is paying for you.
You looking at me?
But simply don't say that to the person. You can just directly say that to the table or to the empty place that you had a nice meal from.
gochisousama deshita.
You can also say gochisousama desu to a worker working for a restaurant or a cafe. You know, that's how we do it in Japan.
The next key piece of vocabulary from this section was dore, meaning which. Another variation of this word you may see as a bonus here is dochi, also meaning which, but only used when there are two options available. The next phrase we will go over now is gohan. Gohan can either mean rice or it can mean meal. So pay attention to the context of how this word is used and, more importantly, how you use it. I wonder what happens if you were to say, I want rice for my meal.
Good question. I think simply you could say ご飯はご飯を食べたいです. I'm so confused.
And finally, we have made it to the full phrases from this section. Let's begin with a few phrases that will help you ask what you're eating.
どれを食べますか?
これは何ですか? Time to back this up. どれを食べますか? Meaning, which will you eat? Dore meaning which, 食べますか, the verb to eat in the form of a question using ka, and the wo particle used to mark dore with the verb to eat, as in, which will you eat? The next phrase, これは何ですか? meaning, what is this? これ meaning this, 何ですか meaning what. And the wa particle was used to mark これ as the subject I am referring to. This, whatever I'm pointing to really. Let's say you saw something on the menu that looks amazing. You think it's chicken, but maybe it's not. So rather than saying, what is this? You could be more direct and simply ask, is this chicken? これは鶏肉ですか? これ meaning this. The wa particle marks this as the subject of question. 鶏肉 meaning chicken. Tori actually means bird, niku meaning meat. So literally this word means bird meat. Desu ka you may recognize yet again as the des sentence ender in the question form used in most statements. Feel free to replace the item of question with whatever you think this object may be, such as Ringo, is this an apple? Pretty easy, hey? What about the situation where you already know what you want? For example, you really want to eat some fish. Sakana wo kudasai. Fish, please. Sakana meaning fish, wo particle marking fish as the item I've requested, then kudasai to politely say, please. You can replace fish with anything you want here. Let's say you would rather have an egg. Just replace sakana with tamago, meaning egg, and now you have requested an egg. Simple yet useful. The next phrase will help us all fill our bellies with as many tasty goods as we wish, without even having to know how to say them. All you have to do is point to what you want on the menu and say the following phrase. これとこれをください. This and this, please. これ meaning this, the to particle meaning and, then これ is repeated for the next item you point to. Then we conclude our list of items to order with the wo particle. Then of course, end this with kudasai, meaning please, to be polite. This is a very simple and common way of ordering off a menu, even for the locals. Now what if you don't want to point and order? Maybe you already know exactly what you want and you just simply want to state those items. Check out the following phrase. Tamago to sakana wo kudasai. Eggs and fish, please. As you can see, this formula is very simple. Rather than saying kore for each item, I have just stated the items themselves. Tamago meaning eggs and sakana meaning fish. Next up, we have how to state what something is. For example, let's say you are out at a cafe with a friend and they ask you,
それは何ですか?
What is that? You could reply with, これはお茶です. This is tea. Obviously, you can replace tea with whatever it actually is, but this is the phrase you can use to simply state what something is. Now, the next set of phrases we will cover could actually save your life, so pay attention. Let's begin by learning how to state what you don't eat or drink. Niku wa tabemasen. I do not eat meat. If you're a vegetarian, this one could be very useful. When you want to state what you don't drink, simply replace the verb to eat with the verb to drink, nomimasen. Then replace our item with osake, meaning alcohol. And there you go. You now have just said, I don't drink alcohol. Now this is how you can ask your dining partner if they eat or drink something specific. Kohi wo nomimasu ka? Do you drink coffee? Kohi meaning coffee. wo particle linking coffee to the verb in question, nomimasu ka, meaning to drink. To state what you do eat or drink, here's the phrase. It's quite simple. Kohi wo nomimasu. I drink coffee. This response follows the same structure as the question. The only difference is that we had changed the verb to drink from its question form nomimasu ka to nomimasu. Done deal.
Yeah, so for example, if you are asked, what do you eat? What are you gonna eat for lunch? Then you could say, natto wo tabemasu as just a simple answer. But if you are asked if you generally eat natto, I would answer in Japanese like, "Hai, natto suki desu" to me. Yes, I like natto, rather than saying, "Natto tabemasu."
As we now have covered the phrases to state what we eat or drink, how about when we need to state multiple items that we can eat or drink? Check this out. Kohi to osake wo nomimasu. I drink coffee and alcohol. Item you drink, number 1 in this case is coffee. The to particle plus the item you drink number 2, alcohol, plus the wo particle marking the listed items with nomimasu, the verb to drink. Done! And of course, to flip this statement around and list all the things you don't drink, you can simply just swap the wo for the wa particle and mas to masen, resulting in kohi to osake wa nomimasen. I do not drink coffee and alcohol. Congratulations! You have now made it through the entire review of all the key phrases and grammar taught within the food section of Duolingo. I hope you have found this video helpful. If you have any further questions, feel free to comment below so we can discover the answers together. With the help of Chisa, of course.
I'm gladly doing this.
Also, if you are enjoying this series so far, please make sure to subscribe to this channel, share this series, and like this video. If you wish to receive email updates when new bonus lessons are launched, or if you just want to receive bonus content as I create it in the future, then be sure to go join the Jappon email list. You can sign up using the link on the banner of this channel directly or on japponline.com, whatever suits you best. Arigatou gozaimasu for watching this video. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode of this series where we will cover the time section in Duolingo. Don't be late.